This content is based on a telepathic communication between the ninth density collective of Ra and their conduit, Joe. Welcome to the Book of Ashtara. The spiritual concept of allowing is a crucial aspect for a smooth ascension journey. New Earth cannot and need not be forced into being, as it already exists as cosmic code. It manifests when individuals and collectives align with the frequency of New Earth. Every thought, dream, or idea a human has is a vibrational match to a memory stored in the cosmic mind. Human avatars are not unique thinkers, but unique players. The mission is to choose which memories to pay attention to. In fact, there are multiple versions of the future fifth density Earth, and each will be experienced by someone. Even the current version of Earth, your present reality, is experienced very differently among people. Your experience of this moment is entirely your own perception based on your current state of frequency and the holographic, so-called reality that you attract into your field of experience. We recommend avatars to regard the entire planet as their own projection. From our ninth density perspective, every being is alone in a universe of their own manifestation. Your personal frequency is the decisive factor that places you on the timeline you're currently on. Frequency, in turn, determines what type of future life experiences are lined up for you. This has little to do with physicality and reality, since these concepts must be understood as holograms of the matrix. What matters is your perception of the holographic illusion that you are experiencing. More importantly, how aware are you of the illusion? Are you a prisoner of life or a magician of your future? When awakening to the fact that all sentient beings create their own reality with their minds, the biggest task for the individual becomes changing the perceived reality. Young souls starting to awaken might focus on creating stuff, since many are liberating themselves of third density belief systems around scarcity. Manifesting gadgets and worldly success then seems both amazing and important. However, this joy is fleeting, since the true power lies in creating peace and well-being for the collective. Service to others is what we, the ninth density collective of Ra, are focusing on, and we bring balance into the lower realms through our teachings offered by starseeds and ascended masters. Duality and strong contrast are parts of the matrix on lower realms. Our mission is to shift your focus away from suffering and matter and find sanctuary in the love that flows through your being. We are here to remind you of your connection with us and Source itself. Every avatar must individually figure out how this attraction-based universe truly works. Very few are satisfied with the version of reality that was randomly created. There are, of course, always moments of bliss in everybody's life, but these moments might be few and far between. The natural goal for the awakening ones is to start living more joyously each day. This is entirely a decision away, but often requires a change of mindset. People in the process of awakening come to understand that life is not one reality alone, but rather anything you want it to be. You choose your current timeline by the decisions you make. Allowing bliss thereby becomes increasingly important. In order to allow, one must profoundly understand how powerful the human mind is. Since creating is invisible work with no direct proof to download and study, one must connect with the innate knowingness that you are a fractal of source energy, a soul with a temporary human experience. Nothing is impossible nor unachievable, but always possible to the extent an individual understands the equation: allowing plus assertiveness plus focus leads to manifestation. You have no reason to turn to outside forces in an attempt to more successfully attract a future experience that aligns with your current desires. Manifestations are always a given and vibrationally predictable. Assertiveness implies that no external entity creates your reality. You do. Therefore, an awakened mind is highly conscious of never relinquishing their power. Now follows a discussion we can only have with you as an awakened being, and the purpose is to help you free your mind. Many stuck in the third density matrix have difficulties in studying the human condition with sincerity from a higher perspective. The ascension process cannot be rushed. It happens when a person is ready to leave the old paradigm behind through the raising of their frequency. Let us start by asking, how do you feel about concepts like prayer, offerings, ceremonies, rituals, mantras, and magic? Let's begin by stating that you are now strong enough to live your life with authenticity and in a way that feels right to you. Now, consciousness to consciousness, let us together critically examine the human condition. You are the sole authority in your life. This is the most important thing to remember. In the third density, many beings question this statement and wonder about higher powers such as gods, angels, archangels, fairies, genies, spirit guides, elementals, aliens, ghosts, and other invisible or visible entities you have names for. Is the individual truly the only authority that matters? We wish to convey our ninth density perspective as clearly as possible. In this universe, there are many beings of various frequencies and densities, with some choosing the positive path while others opt for the negative one. This diversity is part of the matrix, a setup designed to facilitate exponential growth and the expansion of the universe. We are here to teach you that you exist on all 12 densities simultaneously. Never think that a human of third density composition is of lesser value than, for example, a semi-physical being on the 8th realm. We are all fractals of source energy, and this understanding needs to be profoundly underlined. Positively charged entities and beings in this universe never expect anything from you, and also never grant you manifestations. Why? Because you are a fractal of Source and do not need their help to turn dreams into matter. Extraterrestrials following the path of service to others never force any being onto a specific path and never judge anyone. However, there are negatively charged entities, such as higher density beings following the service to self path, who view humans merely as soul containers and easy targets for manipulation. The fact that you are a fractal of Source doesn't stop them, as they too are from Source and have made a conscious decision to prioritize themselves. As an unawakened being, you are vulnerable to their influence. We recognize this, and humanity has been manipulated for a long time. This mind control is not solely perpetrated by higher density entities, which are normally unseen to beings on the lower realms. In fact, there are humans of third density composition similar to you, who are aware of the dynamics behind our attraction-based universe. They have actively engaged in widespread manipulation of human societies, a process ongoing for thousands of years. Therefore, what we say to you now, we say with the purpose of empowerment. Arise, humanity. You and you alone hold your future in your hands. Don't give away your power, not to governments, authorities, banks, companies, friends, or family. There are two options available. You can continue to give away your power to anyone that desperately seeks it. In that case, you will continue to complain about the wheel of suffering being trapped in victim consciousness. Or you can declare once and for all that the suffering on earth must end, and that process starts today with you. There is only one entity that we recommend you to follow as an earth human, and her name is Gaia. Gaia is the collective consciousness of planet Earth. You are in her, and she is in you, one and the same. You connect with Gaia when you interact with nature, and this is the purest connection you can find. She is your holographic mother and loves you dearly. Please treat her with the respect and honor she deserves. Together with Gaia, you form an unstoppable force for change through love. However, don't worship her. You are part of her, one aspect of a greater consciousness. Instead, unite and communicate with Gaia. Show each other love. Prayer as a means of visualizing the future is commendable, but asking an external force to bring you manifestations is not empowering and should be avoided. Connecting in communion with your higher being is good, but worshipping an external power is a practice of the old and will not be part of life on the fifth realm. However, on the negative path, this old mindset is often encouraged. The reason is simple. When you give away your power to an outside and imagined God, this divine entity might just as well be replaced, when need be, by an authoritarian leader or a collective seeking greater power. Positive entities do not ask you to surrender your power, and the negative entities should never be encouraged when doing so. Why? Because no one, and we repeat, no entity in creation has any power whatsoever over you unless you grant it to them. Sometimes you don't surrender your power consciously, but by being fearful, you still do. Living a fearful life means living in victim consciousness. Then we hear people say, but there are so many fearful things going on. We answer, we get that the world might seem fearful in the third density. Look for the calm by seeking shelter in the eye of the storm. Create a beautiful bubble for yourself of kindness and compassion. Choose the middle way and stop engaging with the horror and suffering. Just walk away and seek people of like mind. Know that what you call reality is a hologram. It is not real. Neither the good nor the evil is real. But since you are part of the game and must decide, choose kindness. Treat what you call evil as real and it will grow in power. Most suffering is akin to a monster of your mind and imagination. But what about this scenario and what about that problem, we feel you thinking? Our message is that you should no longer give the drama of the third density any of your attention. You need to focus on the higher realms since you create a loving world only by living a loving life. You have endured under the third density matrix long enough. So many incarnations with so much suffering. This time around, consider leaving it all behind and move on. You watching this video are ready for this upgrade. Then, in the next incarnation, New Earth is yours. You made the jump consciously. You graduated during the time of harvest, which is open to Earth humans between 2012 and 2112. While you have the freedom to surrender your power to external entities, be mindful that the matrix cannot be altered through ceremonies, beliefs, rituals, or magic. However, the use of mantras or similar practices might strengthen your assertiveness and self-confidence and might be beneficial for some. The universal matrix operates solely on intelligent cosmic code, which responds to consciousness, not to avatars, egos, and holograms. This is the reason why it is so important to rise above victim consciousness and take back your supreme power. When unaware of your potency as a creator, you unwittingly manifest realities by default, leading to a focus on difficulty and hardship. However, by recognizing your role in shaping reality and actively engaging in the creative process, you can manifest your dreams. Assertiveness, akin to self-confidence, is a pivotal element intricately tied to the awakening process. We have discussed allowing and assertiveness. What about the last part of the equation leading to manifestation, namely focus? When awakening to one's power as conscious creators, there might be a rush to experience as much as possible, as fast as possible. We are here to tell you that all young souls have already spent a minimum of 26,000 years on Earth, and some up to 250,000 years in a repeated cycle of incarnations. By now, your mother soul, true you, knows well enough what it is like to be hated and loved, rich and poor, sick and healthy, powerful and weak, good and evil, this and that. You have been it all. Now, all you need to be is love. We don't mean that you need to be loved. We say that you need to align with your essence, and that is unconditional love. Can you live as unconditional love when working as a soldier? Yes, if you do it out of service to others, to humanity, and to Gaia. The time of serving a nation out of patriotism is over. That is a third density mindset. The fifth density focus is that you serve the goodness that can't protect itself. Can you live as unconditional love and be a businessman? Of course you can. You work with trade because it helps humanity collectively and the planet itself prosper. However, the era of making profits that benefit only one's own family, cartel, or tribe is undeniably over. This is why banking and the economic system will change. Can you live as unconditional love when being a politician? Of course you can, by focusing on improving life for all that live on planet Earth, not only your party members, region or country, but all humans, animals, and the planet itself. This is your new focus. When you combine allowing with assertiveness and focus, you will manifest a new world. This new planet is a memory that you collectively download from the universal mind, and this process starts in each human. You watching this video, what does your new Earth look like? Start daydreaming today. Connect with Gaia and dream away. Until next video, breathe out all your worries. Then, breathe in a brighter future for mankind.